local ski hill closed for the day after a terrible incident yesterday. A young girl seriously hurt after her clothing became entangled in the chairlift. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. Stefan is away. I'm Patricia Bowl. A young teenager remains in critical condition in hospital after a piece of her clothing got caught on the chairlift at Centre Vorlage ski hill in Wakefield, Quebec yesterday afternoon. A warning: the details of this story may be disturbing to some. CTV's Tyler Fleming joins us now with more on this. Tyler.
Yeah, Patricia, police say the young girl, just 13 years old, had reached the ski hill's summit when her clothes became tangled in the chairlift and she was unable to free herself, leaving her hanging above the mountain. It happened on Wednesday afternoon, shortly after 2 p.m. Police say witnesses rushed over to try and help the girl, but she was up too high above the ground. A decision was made to send the chairlift back down. The young teenager is from Ottawa and was there as part of a school ski trip.
The first officer that arrived on scene, it was very difficult. They managed to gather people and do CPR, and there was two doctors skiing that came and helped. Let's just say that she was rushed as soon as possible to the Wakefield Hospital and later on sent to CHIO. We're fearing for her life.
In a statement posted to social media, Centre Vorlage says it is cooperating with police and are deeply saddened by the event, and that our most sincere thoughts are with the family during this difficult time. Vorlage remains closed as police investigate, along with a provincial inspection agency which is looking at the chairlift. The region's mental health support teams have also been deployed, offering support to witnesses as well as first responders. Patricia.
An awful one. CTV's Tyler Fleming live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, we turn now to OC Transpo woes. Issues both on the tracks and on the rails continue. The opening of the Eastern Extension pushed again with no date in sight. And bus trips are still being under-delivered, leaving passengers frustrated and running out of patience. CTV's Leah Larocque joins us now with more on this. Leah.
Well, Patricia, OC Transpo says it's taking longer than they first thought to get back to double trains on the Confederation line. Mechanics now are only able to fix one axle a day when they first thought that that was going to be two. So this is adding to a lot of frustration for passengers. On top of that, we have a lot of buses that require maintenance. So let's start with the Eastern Extension. Just when riders thought that the countdown was on to ride a train all the way to New Orleans, we learned today that that timeline is being pushed once again till at least late spring or summer. OC Transpo says there are still issues that have to be fixed, including at station platforms, and they aren't ready to move into trial running yet. Trial running will last for 21 days before OC Transpo can shift to final system preparation and then launch the system.
I don't see in any world where we could achieve 21 days with stage one and Eastern Extension based on what's happening right now. So I think we need a realistic plan with the public about what this is going to look like and not hedge on the Eastern Extension as being part of the solution for the lack of buses in the city.
OC Transpo Interim General Manager Troy Charter says the spalling issue with the current O-Train vehicles is not affecting construction work on the Eastern Extension. And then there's the problem with the buses. Not enough buses, an aging fleet, and not enough mechanics. When we asked OC Transpo when service can get back to normal levels, we can expect that by late March or April. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Leah Larocque live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, a 22-year-old Ottawa man is facing charges in connection with the death of a 19-year-old following a shooting in the Manotick area just before 4:30 yesterday afternoon. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more on this. Caitlin.
Yeah, Patricia, the victim has been identified as Majid Al-R of Ottawa, and his death marks the third homicide in Ottawa this year. Police say the incident happened near the intersection of Wakefield Road and Prince of Wales Drive. One neighbor who did not want to appear on camera says they saw first responders performing CPR on the victim and later saw a body bag at the scene. Another neighbor tells us they saw a person being taken into custody. Police say 22-year-old Hussein Kadora is charged with manslaughter, kidnapping, and possession of a restricted firearm. A second man was also arrested in connection with the incident and suffered non-life-threatening injuries. He has since been released pending further investigation.
this time, we do not know the connection of the people involved. That is part of the investigation. The investigators are also looking into where this incident had taken place. This is part of the investigation.
Dora was scheduled to appear in court this afternoon. Anyone with information is being asked to contact the homicide unit or Crime Stoppers. Patricia?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, police are also investigating a stabbing that happened near Algonquin College earlier this week. Emergency responders were called to the area around 5:15 Tuesday evening. When they arrived, they found a man with stab wounds. He was brought to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the suspect fled the scene, and they are now looking for witnesses. Well, some major news out of Queen's Park today as the province throws a lifeline to Ontario's struggling post-secondary sector. Ontario's colleges and universities have been sounding the alarm over a budget crunch, which they say has intensified badly as the federal government cut down on the number of international students admitted to the country. Some in the sector had also been calling for the Ford government to end its 7-year-long tuition freeze. The minister responsible for the sector says institutions will now be able to hike fees by up to 2% for each of the next 3 years. It's among changes that will amount to $6.4 billion in additional supports over 4 years.
With this new model, we're funding over 70,000 new seats in high-demand programs like STEM, healthcare, teacher education, and the trades, expanding the programs students want to create the workforce Ontario needs.
The government is also decreasing the proportion of grants offered through the Ontario Student Assistance Program, relying much more heavily on loans. Here's how some Algonquin College students are reacting today.
I think that's not fun. We already have pretty high tuitions.
We already have a lot of people struggling with the funds that they already have to pay.
I mean, if they're using like the reason that they're raising the money and they want to use that money to fund the secondary, that would be very helpful.
I think putting more money in the secondary will be good. But if prices go up for the tuition, it could also be bad.
They're already expensive as is now.
For me, I don't mind because personally, I get OSAP.
Not ideal. Yeah, it's just kind of is what it is, I guess. Apply for more grants and do what you can.
The tuition changes will go into effect this September. Well, faith and community leaders gathered today for a kindness symposium at City Hall. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe hosted the event today aimed at promoting kindness and building a safer, more inclusive city. Sutcliffe said the goal of the day's event was to create a city where everyone feels they belong and to minimize acts of racism and violence. Speakers at today's event included representatives from Ottawa's Jewish and Muslim communities, both of which faced acts of violence and hate last year.
It's still very tough for Jewish community members to feel safe and secure in public spaces. We've had tremendous outreach from other cultural communities, other faith communities, but it is tough.
Hate will exist now, tomorrow. It existed in the past, but how can we reduce it? Should be the goal to minimize it rather than to turn it into zero.
Recent stats from Ottawa Police show a 23% reduction in hate crime incidents last year compared to 2024. Police say there were still 358 hate-related incidents reported in 2025, with the most victimized group being Ottawa's Jewish community. Well, coming up on CTV News at 5, News Talk 580 CFRA's Christy Cameron will join us to talk transit and what can be done to improve OC Transpo's accountability to customers. And our Jackie Perez is out and about for us tonight and joins us from Igloo Fest this evening. Jackie.
That's right. It is a music festival. It will be outdoors. And yes, the weather is going to be pretty great for it. Tonight is opening night and we'll be running until for really most of this weekend. So taking a look at conditions right now, we've had dry. We've had seasonal temperatures as well. That's the good news. Lots of sunshine as well. Right now it's about -6 degrees here in Ottawa, -4 in Kingston, -3 in Trenton, but pretty much for most of the region sitting around -5, -6. Temperatures are likely going to be dropping to about -15 into the overnight, but the clear skies will continue. We've got southerly winds moving in, which will keep the air a lot warmer than what we've seen for the last couple of weeks. So -3, the daytime high for our Friday, wrapping up our work week. But here's the thing, Friday night, we could start to see some light snow moving through eastern Ontario. We'll have these details and much more for you in just a bit. Patricia.
All right, thank you, Jackie. And here's what you need to know. Disney on Ice presents Road Trip Adventures, taking the ice at the Canadian Tire Centre starting tonight. This one has BMX and acrobatics as well as the usual Disney stuff. Goes until Sunday, February 18th. There's one show in French in there. You can head over to the CTC website for all the details. and tickets. As we take a live look at the roads right now, 417 westbound slow from Bronson to Moody. Eastbound, there's a collision near Baseline. It's also slow eastbound from Riverside to Innis. As OC Transpo users continue to deal with canceled buses and LRT service disruptions, questions are being asked about what more can be done to improve service and even potentially compensate users when things go wrong. This comes as we're learning there's still no opening date in sight for the launch of the LRT East extension. Today's radio question of the day is asking, how should OC Transpo build accountability?
Federal government workers are going to be mandated to go back into the office, so that's just going to increase ridership. They need to put the money in investing in hiring the right people to make the right decisions, to get the right vehicles. This is an embarrassment. We all pay far too much tax on our property, let alone everywhere else, to continue going through this.
Christy Cameron is here. We've got about a minute, so there you go. What's the solution? How do we fix it, Christy?
Well, I don't know, but on the one hand, you know, they're promising that they're going to communicate, and they're coming out and they're apologizing for shoddy service, and I appreciate that. But on the other, Patricia, they're saying, sorry, you'll have to live with it till spring. I can't reconcile that because people don't have a choice. They're taking the bus right now in the winter because they have to. OC Transpo may be making incremental improvements, but I would say those are largely not being felt by riders. We need to figure out this spalling issue on the LRT and quick to stop the bearings from deteriorating because, as we heard today, you cannot open the Eastern Extension until we have figured out the Confederation line.
So get that done. That's still slow. We've pushed back the date for the spring line. Meantime, yesterday there was talk of compensating riders. Do they do something to make people feel like they're getting more than just an apology?
Well, I think it's probably pretty meaningless unless they improve the service.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.
They want to get on a reliable light rail bus system, and it's been a long time in Ottawa since they've had that.
Absolutely.
We're going to keep talking about this. This conversation does not go away. You can certainly join the conversation, leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 until 6. And now watch Christy's segments anytime on YouTube. Subscribe to the News Talk 580 CFRA channel. And while we are watching the drive home and having this discussion, we're also thinking about OC Transpo and looking for Ottawa's worst commute. Do you use public transit? How long does it take to get to your destination? If you think you have Ottawa's worst commute, contact us at ottawanews@ctv.ca. We want to tell your story and maybe set change in motion. Go, Canada, go! Go, Canada, go! Go, Canada, go! Coming up on CTV News at 5, students at a Barhaven school get to skip class. It's a buyout. They're cheering on Team Canada at the Winter Games. And here's what you need to know. Check out the Undercurrents Winter Theatre Festival, showcasing contemporary theatre created by local, national, and international artists. It's on now through Saturday. You can visit ottawafringe.com for tickets and details. And we'll take another live look at the roads on your way home. More clear than some evenings this week. A little bit of sun maybe in your eyes. No snow to worry about. We'll be back in just a moment. Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Next Level Chef, Sullivan's Crossing times 2. Sullivan's Crossing times 2. As we have another check on the forecast, Jackie is out at Igloo Fest tonight, something I have never been to, so I'm very much looking forward to finding out more about it both tonight at 5 and at 6 o'clock. Jackie?
That's right. We will be speaking to the organizers in the 6 o'clock hour. And for those who aren't familiar with Igloo Fest, this is its second year in the Gatineau area, but it's been going on in Montreal for many years. An outdoor music festival, and yes, in the heart of winter. Today's conditions and this weekend's conditions, really great for it because it is pretty mild and dry considering the cold weather that we've had the last couple of weeks. Here's a set look to our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, where it's minus 6 degrees right now. Later this evening, when that sun sets, it's going to get a touch cooler, but not as cold as what we have seen factoring that wind chill, feeling closer about minus 10 degrees right now. And again, the sun slowly setting along Kaweki Point. Taking a look now, mainly sunny skies. We will see a little bit of cloud cover moving through and into our Friday. It won't be until Friday evening that we could start to see a little bit of that light snow moving in, especially through Kingston and along the Seaway. Here in Ottawa, we'll likely see some light flurries moving through, but that's not until closer to the midnight hour, and it is going to clear before Saturday morning rolls around. So the weekend is really shaping up to be mainly clear skies. A closer look at tomorrow, temperature-wise, we are getting to a daytime high of about minus 3 degrees. We've got those southerly winds coming in, bringing a little bit of that warmer air moving through. So tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., minus 13. That's going to be the coldest, which will be in the morning. So bundle up, layer up, but it's going to feel quite moderate for temperatures for this time of year. In the Seaway, minus 16 degrees, clear skies overnight. Tomorrow, sunshine will carry on with a minus 2 degrees, the daytime high. And as well for the valley, it's going to be sunshine and minus 3 as well to wrap up the work week. Taking a look now at the next 5 days, Valentine's Day, pretty nice conditions, minus 3 the daytime high. Keep in mind, everyone, this is the final weekend of Winterlude. It is going to be Igloo Fest all 3 days. And again, lots of activities happening in and around. So you might want to enjoy that sunshine, soak it up. Going down to about minus 13 Sunday, daytime high. It's going to be the freezing mark. Won't get much sunshine, but I'll take this regardless of the cloudy skies. And for those who will have a family day off, take a look at that daytime high. 2 degrees. So we are actually trending on the warmer part as we extend into next week. So again, this long weekend for some was looking up to be a really great weekend. So get outside, take advantage of all the winter outdoor activities, because I know the last couple of weeks, Patricia, has been quite brutal with those minus double-digit temperatures.
Yeah, it has been brutal. We're ready for a little milder weather. As long as we can get through Winterlude and Igloo Fest, okay, and then let's move on to spring. Ready for it. Thanks, Jackie. We want to take a look now at what you are checking out here on our big board as we walk across, and all of the news of the day, including if you're someone who wants to get into the details on this. This is the transit update that we got today. So the O-Train East extension, they're saying Q2, which means spring, maybe even into early summer before the opening there, and all the update on the train situation as well. This one from the Ontario government really affecting a lot of students out there. Post-secondary tuition free is gone, which means tuition can be bumped up a couple % each year for the next few years. And students are saying to us it's a double whammy because the government also plans to reduce the amount of grants through the OSAP program, the free money, and increase how students get support with the loans, which have to be paid back. So that could be tough for them.
Then across now for Jenner.
Well, coming up for us here on CTV News at 5, the Ottawa Charge will bring some electric energy to the Canadian Tire Centre later this evening. Yes, they're home away from home. We'll have those details, and here's what you need to know. This one is for the heated rivalry fans out there. Dance the night away this Friday night at the Bronson Centre Music Theatre. It's heated rivalry night there. This is a 19-plus event. Doors open at 8 p.m. You can head over to the venue's website for tickets. And if you need gas tonight, one of today's cheapest gas prices can be found at the McEwen Station on Carling Avenue in Nepean. Regular gas there tonight is going for $1.23.9 a litre.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. Beautiful out there this evening. It is -6 in Ottawa. And here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
They managed to gather people and do CPR. And there was 2 doctors skiing that came and helped.
Vorlage Ski Hill near Wakefield, Quebec remains closed 1 day after a child was seriously injured in an incident involving a chairlift at the ski hill. An emotional memorial in Tumbler Ridge, BC, as the community mourns the victims of Tuesday's mass shooting. Prime Minister Mark Carney is expected to be in the town tomorrow.
I think we need a realistic plan with the public. about what this is going to look like.
An update on OC Transpo bus trip cancellations and when service could get back to normal. This as the opening of the LRT East Extension is pushed again with no firm date in sight. And now the final 5 other local stories we are following. Students at St. Joseph's High School in Barrhaven getting into the Winter Games spirit today to cheer on Team Canada.
Go Canada, go! Go Canada, go! Go Canada, go!
Well, students taking a break from class to watch Team Canada men's hockey taking on Czechia this morning. It was a buyout of class situation, which makes it a fundraiser to support Jumpstart and the school's athletic banquet. Canada won that game 5-0.
In, across now for Jenner!
Fans will have the chance to watch the Ottawa Charge on the ice at the Canadian Tire Centre later this season. The Charge will be playing at the CTC on Friday, April 3rd against the Montreal Victoire. Last year, when the team played out in Canada, they set an attendance record with more than 11,000 fans. The first 6,000 fans at the April game will receive a limited edition Emily Clark bobblehead.
Let it be all it is, small and still and left alone.
Canadian music icon Sarah McLachlan will be taking the stage at this weekend's NBA All-Star Game. She'll perform O Canada before Sunday's marquee game. Brandy will do the same for the U.S. national anthem. Other performers set to hit the stage are Ludacris and John Tesh. Canada's biggest grocery chain is teaming up with a giant in artificial intelligence. Loblaw is integrating its PC Express grocery delivery app into OpenAI's ChatGPT. Loblaw says the partnership will allow customers to explore menu ideas and create a list of ingredients in the chatbot, as well as to use the app to buy suggested items. The company says it began working on app integration last fall, shortly after OpenAI announced it would introduce third-party apps to ChatGPT. Well, taking a look now at what will be open and closed in Ottawa on Family Day. If you're looking for something to do with your kids, the Winterlude Snow Bus will be running for free between Winterlude sites in Ottawa and Gatineau. Most museums will also be open. Rideau Centre and Tanger outlets will be open. All other malls will be closed. Some grocery stores will be open, but LCBO and beer store locations will be closed. No garbage and recycling collection Monday. It will be delayed by a day. And that is CTV News at 5. Join me for CTV News at 6, right after the national news with Sandy Ronaldo.